U.S. Concrete was created about 7.5 years ago, and we started out with 6 companies, and we've grown now to, I believe, a little bit over 35 companies that we've acquired throughout the United States. Well, the primary business that U.S. Concrete is in the ready-mix business. The decision to spec Allison transmissions in our trucks goes back quite a few years, back when I first entered this industry. I was exposed to different applications by the Allison transmission folks. Was convinced, at least enough to try the first one, and it performed and proved out to be very successful. We tried some more, very successful results with those transmissions. So it just became a standard specification. Our average round trip time is about 120 minutes, and once you get beyond that, then you run the risk of the concrete becoming out of spec. And so it's critical that once that truck's loaded, it's able to make it to the job site, unload in a timely fashion.
Basically, what we're doing is on a driveway here, and it's a real tight, narrow spot here we're trying to get into. It's automatic, and it's real easy to maneuver it around to get to the job. But see, if using a standard versus this automatic, then it's a real tight spot. It's a big chance you might, run over something. It's a lot safer. Honestly, it's a lot safer. You got both hands you can have on the wheel, and you can pay attention to your mirrors and the things that's around you versus, trying to worry about what gear you're in and you clutching. In an automatic, it'll take me half of the time to back in versus a standard. I love it. I don't want to drive nothing else. It's like driving a car, but at the same time, you're in a truck and you're aware of everything that's going on.
The biggest challenge to U.S. Concrete is maintaining a stable workforce. The challenge of manning our trucks is becoming more difficult as time goes on, and we do everything that we can to try to maintain a stable workforce. We get our drivers involved in the process in what's called spec teams, specification teams. Who better to tell us, advise us on what the equipment needs than the people who operate them on a day-to-day basis.
We have to take care of these guys. In the Metroplex, these places you have so much traffic, stop and go, traffic jams, unbelievably tight spots. The automatic, it's so much of a stress reliever. I mean, these guys that are stopping and going in these manual transmissions, I mean, it wears them out.
By the company getting the trucks, and it just shows what kind of investment they're making in you and the customer. It makes my job a whole lot easier, and I find myself coming home a whole lot happier.
These guys spend a lot of 12-hour days and whatever makes their life less stressful, the more productive they're going to be. They're going to want to come to work every day. They're going to want to stay at work. They're not wore out after 6 hours. They can maintain those 12-hour days, and I mean sometimes more than that, 12 or 14 hours a day.
As we've measured the productivity, we saw the productivity gains, plus we were also tracking our maintenance costs for identical trucks and manual transmissions, and we found that just on the maintenance saving side, that the transmission paid for the transmission in itself over a period of time.
It does make them more productive. They do haul more yards per man hour, and it makes it easier in the process.
We also found that the transmission is, as we call it, virtually bulletproof. We just haven't had any problems, any issues with it, and it's performed quite well. The driver acceptance is, again, outstanding. It's just been one of those components that fits our industry very well and makes our drivers' jobs much easier. So it's definitely going to stay a standard spec.
I have the choice to drive 5 or 7 minutes to a plant that's right around the corner from my house, but I choose to drive 45 minutes away to drive that truck with the Allison transmission. It's real good. It drives good. I mean, it's more safe, and it makes the job easier. It makes it real easy. You don't be as tired in the evening when you get off. You know, you can work long hours. Right now, I work about 13 and a half, going on 14 hours, and, you know, I feel good. I can go home and maybe shoot some ball and take my kids to the park or something, you know, while it's still daylight.
I would say that the Allison transmission ranks right along with the air conditioner in most of these trucks. And this is Texas weather, and if you ain't got air conditioner in the summertime, you're in trouble. Same way with the Allison. It's one of the two must-haves.